As cars become increasingly automated, with the goal that one day no driver will be necessary, new legal and ethical implications are arising. I'm Jason McCarter from the Atlanta office of Eversheds Sutherland, and with me today is Fabian Volz from the Munich office of Eversheds Sutherland. Fabian, can you tell us what some of the big new changes in legal and ethical issues will be?
Sure, Jason. The top three areas where we will see changes are the liability regimes for car accidents. Number two, increased importance of data security and a shift of the decision-making from drivers to programmers. But Jason, tell us a little bit about the liability first.
Sure. Today, at least in the United States, we have a legal system where most accidents come down to driver negligence. And as we move forward into an automated world, it seems almost certain that more of those legal disputes will be about the equipment themselves and whether the car itself was defective. Certainly there is that overlay now, but it will become increasingly important as the cars drive themselves and the driver cannot be held responsible in those cases. As that happens, more of those disputes will be about the software too, as opposed to the traditional mechanical and electrical issues. And those disputes may be more difficult to prove and sort out with more complex expert testimony required. One other interesting issue will be the speed of that change. Right now, there's an assumption that it may take 10 to 20 years to have an automated world, but the changes are moving so quickly that folks may be surprised. States are acting already to try to keep up, as several have adopted regulations that would facilitate the testing and deployment of automated vehicles. There will also be an issue of whether federal safety standards direct states in a certain direction to the extent those standards speak to what the car has to be able to do. Fabian, what issues are you seeing in Europe?
Looking from a German perspective, as I'm a German qualified lawyer, the existing liability systems, be it in tort, motor regulation, but also in contracts between the business players, are generally able to cope with the challenges of the new technology. However, one expects a shift of the liability from drivers to manufacturers, and thus the new insurance requirements would be expected to arise for the industrial players. It remains to be seen whether the automotive industry, the new tech companies, and the insurance industry may partner to cope with and provide a new insurance system. Such a system could cover the whole European Union, as we have harmonized motor insurance rules in place across Europe.
Sure, that makes sense. Can you tell us anything about data privacy and security?
Yes, we are going to have to deal with new data and security issues with automated vehicles. As vehicles become more connected to each other and to networks, more connectivity means a higher risk of hacking, unless automotive vehicles work like entirely closed system, which remains to be seen. In addition, cars are going to collect much more information and data about their drivers, and whether and how manufacturers may use and share this information may differentiate between the US and Europe. Jason, tell us about the ethical considerations in connection with automated vehicles.
Sure. There seems to be little question that if vehicles become more automated and more sophisticated, that they'll be somewhat safer. However, there will inevitably be some no-win situations where the car has to make a decision which direction to go. And in those no-win situations, the developer of the car as well as the programmer of the software will have to anticipate those in advance and make decisions that may affect human life. And in those cases, it will be a difficult decision to make. In those cases, Fabian, who will be responsible or who will be at fault for the decision programmed into the car?
Agreed. That's a very good question. We now have only touched the tip of the iceberg in this short time. For more information and updates on the legal and ethical risks surrounding autonomous vehicles, please visit our firm's blog at uptospeedblog.com or our firm website at eversheds-sutherland.com. Thank you for watching this.